Namaste friends, welcome to YogaCandi. My name's Candice and today I have a really lovely, really quick stretch which is great for post cardio, post workout, or even just to set you up in a good way for the day ahead, or maybe even just before bed so you can do it any time of the day. Let's hop straight into it. So we want to come into our downward facing dog, which is already targeting our hamstrings. So we want to paddle the feet, bending and straightening through the legs, just to awaken our hamstrings. Hug your belly button back here and pull your shoulder blades apart in a protraction. When you're ready, maybe you can find a straightening to your legs. If not, keep them bent. We're going to take 3 breaths in our down dog. We just need to do a little wake up of the body in case you haven't worked out today. We're going to roll forwards and hover the knees off the ground in a hovering tabletop. And then send it to down dog. Do 3 just like that. Rolling forwards, hugging your core back and hovering your knees off the mat. Press your shoulders nice and open. Back to down dog. 1 more. Roll forwards, hug your belly button back and hover. Send it back to down dog. Now we're going to roll to plank. So roll your spine forwards. Plank, stacking shoulders over wrists. And then send it back to your down dog. Take 3. Roll to plank, down dog, follow your breath, take 1 more for good measure, and then from your plank, take your right knee behind your right elbow and open the foot behind your left hand. Draw that knee down to the ground and start to edge the back foot away from you. Having the shin a 90-degree angle to the top of the mat is very challenging and quite advanced. So perhaps draw the heel closer towards your left hip bone. If there's any pain in your knee, then I suggest lifting up and just straightening the leg behind you. Coming back into this pigeon pose and start to turn your body to face towards the right so that you're opening up through this hip a little more. And then come on forwards and it should feel more comfortable. Press your chest forwards and keep your hips squared, which means we want both of our hip bones to be facing downwards and forwards. We don't want to be opening up through this left hip. Take your fingertips to the ground and breathe here in your pigeon pose, opening up through the hips and the psoas muscle here on the left. If you want to, you can come on down to your forearms. Together, we're just going to take a couple of deep breaths. Everybody come on up, and we're going to start to lift this left leg, this left hip up, and twist ourselves so that we're seated with this left leg extended and the right leg towards the hips. We want to just start to lean over towards this left foot. This may not be accessible to everybody, so add as much bend into this leg as you need. Stretching the insides of the thighs, and press this right hip open. Look towards the right, and if you can, grab those left toes, the left foot. You can find a little bounce perhaps. Stretching the side body as well as this left leg. You can stay right here and go no further, or you can plant this left forearm onto the ground, raise the right arm to the sky, and then start to find a side body stretch as well as the inside of this left thigh. Maybe you can even grab the toes of your left foot. Just make sure, if this is where you are, you want to press your chest open towards the sky. Don't force anything, there's no competition. Release the foot. Come on up, nice and slow. Start to face the top of the mat. Step back into a plank pose. Hug your core back. And we're going to take this left knee behind the left elbow. Draw it down to the ground, coming back to our pigeon on the opposite side this time. Remember the heel, if it's closer towards your hip bones, the little easier the stretch will be. Opening up through the left hip this time and stretching the right psoas muscle. If there's discomfort in the knee, lift up, straighten the knee, start again, bring it down to the mat. Maybe find a twist over towards the left side just to open up through this hip a little more, and then come back to center. Hug your belly button back, press your chest nice and open to the sky. You can stay here with your eyes closed, breathing into the stretch. Hip bones should be nice and square. If you want to go a little deeper, come down to the forearms. One more deep breath here. Lift yourself up if you're on your forearms, and we're going to start to twist to the left. So lifting up through this left hip bone and extending through the left leg. Right leg stays bent. Remember to follow your body and your breath. So we're going to take this right arm down the left leg, down the right leg, sorry, I don't know my left from my right today, and twist the body in the opposite direction. So you're finding a bit of a twist. You can always push this left leg down, opening through the hip a little more. This may be enough. You can probably feel a little side stretch as well as a stretch down this right leg all the way into the groin. If there's any pain, just come a little higher up. If you'd like to go a little further and you're more flexible, plant this forearm on the ground, raise the left arm to the sky, And see if you could take a grip of these right toes, lifting the chest towards the sky even in this position. Release that left arm, come on all the way back up, and instead of coming back to your pigeon, just start to face this extended leg, and we're going to bend through both knees so our feet are hip distance apart. Take your fingertips behind you a few inches away from your bum, and we're going to lift up into a reverse tabletop, squeezing the glutes and the core. Drop your head back and you'll feel that wonderful stretch through your shoulders. Squeeze your glutes as high as you can. Breathe deep. Slowly sink your hips to the ground and lift your neck last for a little more of a shoulder stretch. Just bend your elbows, keep your knees bent and close together. Keep your chest pressed to the sky. Maybe lean back a little bit and you'll still feel that stretch through the fronts of the shoulders. And then push yourself towards your knees, hug your knees, arch your spine. Pull your spine away from your knees as much as possible. Tuck your chin to your chest. We're going to roll our spine down to the ground, all the way down. We're on our last stretch of the day. Bring your heels close to your bum, hip distance, and see if you can just about touch your heels with your hands. We're then going to roll and lift the hips all the way to the sky. Tuck your shoulder blades a little further underneath you into our bridge pose. Just giving a gentle back bend. Interlace your fingers behind your spine. See if you can lift up a little higher, squeezing your glutes. Thighs stay in line and knees stay in line with your hips. Slowly, slowly roll your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, down to the ground. Hug your knees to your chest just for a moment. And then grip your toes and find a rock, or behind your knees may be a little easier. So take a grip behind your knees, roll along your spine, just have a little fun with this. It actually feels really good. And then come into a comfortable seat. I hope you guys enjoyed this very quick stretch out. It can feel wonderful if you've been working at a desk, or if you just need to take a moment to yourself, or after your cardio. Until our next video, have a wonderful week. Sending you all lots of love and light.